Hello everybody, my name is Ilya.
And my name is Tyler. Together we make up Collaborate, a couple that loves to play board games.
And numbers.
Yeah!
10. Now this is our Check It Out series, and today's a special one because it's our 40th episode. So what we're gonna do is do a
giveaway
of the game we're checking out today, which is 10.
Check it out, 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 check it out. 10 times. Check it out. 10 is published by Flatout Games and AEG. It's designed by Molly Johnson, Sean Stankiewicz, and Robert Melvin. And the illustrations are done by Sean as well.
Now in 10, your goal is to score the most points by collecting cards in consecutive ascending order. And outsmarting your opponents by stealing maybe some of their cards from the marketplace. Well, let's give you a quick overview of how to play.
Like always, you'll begin by setting up. Depending on how many players are, depends on what the deck will look like, but you can place the deck in the center like this, along with all of the extra currency tokens and bust tokens. Each player will get 5 currency tokens, and then you can start the game. Before we jump into the gameplay, let's mention the 3 types of cards that you'll come across. There are number cards, wild cards, and currency cards. Now let's talk about gameplay. On your turn, you'll enter a card draw phase, where you'll draw until you bust or choose to stop. When creating your tableau, you'll place the next card that you draw onto the center. Then you'll check whether or not the total is allowing you to continue or if you end up busting. Each number card adds its face value to the total. Each currency card you reveal subtracts from your total base value the number of currency tokens it shows.
Now, if at any point you draw a wild card, an auction phase occurs. Starting with a player to the left, everyone bids or passes on the card that they see using their currency tokens. Now, there's only one chance to bid, as the last person to bid will be the player who draws. Whoever wins the card will pay their currency and obtain that wild card.
Now let's quickly talk about what happens when you bust. You bust if you reveal a card that would make the tableau contain either a net positive total value of more than 10, or the currency cards add up to a total of more than 10. First, you'll move all the number cards from the tableau to the market. Then you'll gain 1 bust token, which is worth 3 currency from the supply. If you end up busting from a net positive total value of more than 10, then all other players will gain currency tokens from the supply equal to the value of currency cards in the tableau.
Now let's talk about taking a reward. If at any point you choose to stop and take a reward, you can either take the numbers or the currency. If you take the numbers, you simply collect all the numbers that are present in the tableau. Then you have the opportunity to also enter the buy phase, which allows you to buy a card from the market corresponding to the value of the card, using your currency. Now, if you chose to take the numbers, everybody else gets the currency that is in the center of the tableau. However, if you take the currency, you just take the currency tokens. The numbers go in the marketplace and you do not get a buy phase, so your turn ends. You'll continue taking turns until the deck runs out. At that point, everyone will get a buy phase to get a card from the market, and then the game is over.
Now let's go into scoring. Each player will take some time to arrange their number cards and wild cards to create consecutive numeric sequences in each of the 4 colors. Each player scores 1 point for each card in their longest consecutive numeric sequence in each color. Players who successfully collect all numbers 1 to 9 in any color, including their assigned wildcards, will receive an additional point, totaling for 10. Then, you'll reveal your score, and the player with the highest points all wins.
Will you get 10 points? So what do you think?
It's a lot of fun. It's very quick. The games that we've played have been extremely close every single time. I think
we tied every single time.
Yeah. So it's been a lot of fun, and the tiebreaker is whoever collects the most complete sets. So
yeah, there's a few tiebreakers, so it goes in like
that's the first one.
So yeah, it's fun.
But it's been really good. I really enjoy it. I like I'm not usually a push your luck kind of person, but works for me. This one works for me.
I love push your luck games. I also really enjoy Point Salad and Truffle Shuffle from Flat Out, and this feels like kind of a spiritual successor to it because it's kind of small box, quick to the table. I really enjoy it. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't think I would compare it to Truffle Shuffle. It's a different game in its own little zone, but yeah, 10 is a lot of fun. Like we said, it's super quick, which means it's easy to get to the table, easy to teach everybody how to play, and pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm. I love too that in each of the turns you potentially could get the currency tokens if the player chooses a number. So there's that tug and pull that creates it creates engagement throughout the whole game, which I really like to see.
I think the one thing we also didn't mention in our how to play was that you can spend extra cards. So if you end up getting cards that you don't necessarily need because duplicates don't count for anything, you can trade them in for currency when you're doing your buy market or buy phase. So that's pretty handy.
And every turn is suspenseful because everybody is pushing their luck when they draw. So you could have some really good cards and they could really benefit you, but you just want one more chance to get that perfect card that fills in your consecutive row.
Yeah. And you feed off of what other people are doing. Like if you end up busting, then I get a bunch of money. Well, sometimes.
Well, yeah, and if everybody's playing riskier, maybe you're also leaning in to be a little bit more risky too. I know there's been games where I was more ahead and I would play a little bit more risky to get maybe even more ahead.
Well, why should people check this one out?
Well, first of all, look at it. It's bright, it's colorful, it's 10. But in all seriousness, it's a great game to introduce to literally anybody. You can use it as an intro game to start off the game night. There's a lot of moments of suspense. People are really drawn in. People are engaged throughout the whole game because you're not just waiting for your turn. You're really engaged to see if Tyler maybe messes up and you get some currencies.
Yep, exactly. If you're into push your luck games, this is exactly like what you would expect from a push your luck game. So I think it's really, really neat. The creating of numeric sequences is actually pretty tough too. So you have to be wary of like there's more ones than nines. And there's like only one wild card of each number. So there are different things that you have to be like willing to trade off to be able to like finish your sets, or just know that you're not going to complete some of the sets. So if that's one of those games where you're like, okay, I'm willing to pass off not completing this set so I can score more points somewhere else, then maybe you should check out 10.
Yeah, you once didn't even collect a single number of one of the colors.
Yep.
So that was interesting.
I avoided collecting one color. The only reason I collected them is if I was like handed them or if I needed extra money.
And I really like the way that they do the wild cards. I think it's a great introductory way to learn bidding, and if you're really into bidding games, because it's only one round, but you have to really think like how much, especially if you're the first one bidding and you really want the card, how much is too much? How much will other people want the card? You really start to think about that. And I think that can be really carried over in some of the heavier bidding games.
And if you play with open information, most of the times you can like look over to the other player who you're worried that's going to take it from you and bet like one more or exactly the same as them.
But they could use cards, so you never know.
Who knows? Yeah. So it's not full open information, even if you play with open information.
So why shouldn't you check it out?
Well, I think there's a lot of simplicity in this game that might not be for everybody if you're looking for a bit of a heavier game. If you're not into auction games or push your luck games, which some people just aren't, like I said, as I'm not much of a push your luck type of guy, but this one kind of works for me, but it might not work for you.
I think with any push your luck game, it could happen where each of your turns you bust. And it can be unfortunate luck, and it doesn't feel great. So if that's a feeling that you're not willing to put yourself through, maybe this isn't the game for you. Although you do get the currency tokens and get to engage in other players' turns. That's always one of the...
Well, who knows? There might also be a strategy in busting all the time and just buying from the market by taking one card every time. You see a green card, you take it, and then you're like, okay, now I'll just use my bust tokens.
Not if you bust every time and you can't even get to the bust phase.
That's true.
Or the buy phase.
Quite unfortunate.
That would be. Well, overall, what do you think?
Quick, fun, simple to teach. I really like
10. Tens across the board.
Across the boards. Yeah, looking forward to introducing this one to variety of our friends, particularly my family, because it's not so often that we find a simplistic game that I think they would be on board for, and I think 10 is one of them.
10.
Yeah.
Now it's time for our giveaway. So thank you so much to Alderac Entertainment Group for sponsoring this giveaway. So we'll leave all the information, all the logistics of the giveaway. So make sure to read it down in the description below. But all you have to do to get 3 entries for the giveaway
3
is to answer a question of the day in the comments down below. And our question of the day is...
Question of the day is, what was your favorite subject during school?
Should we say ours on the count of 3?
Yes.
I feel like ours might be the
It
same.
definitely will be.
3, 2, 1,
Math. Nice.
I was gonna guess yours was recess.
I almost said recess, actually.
So answer down below and you'll get 3 entries. The giveaway will run until next, check it out, where we'll announce the winner. And if you want an additional entry, head on over to our Instagram and you can get one more through a paired contest that kind of corresponds with this one and merges into one.
Wow, more entries.
And make sure to follow Alderac Entertainment Group. Make sure to follow Flat Out Games as well. We'll link them down below. Thank you so much for this wonderful giveaway. And we're so excited to give a copy to one of you. Now, thank you so much for watching. You can give us a
thumbs up if you really like this video. Click that bell notification. And of course, answer the question of the day because you could get entered to win this game.
We're coming up on our 1-year anniversary.
Wow.
And there's some fun secret content coming up.
Well, not so secret. It will be publicly available to everybody so they can watch it.
So stay tuned for that.
Exactly, stay tuned. Until next time though, this is us checking out. Have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.